Hello and welcome to Video Presenters. I'm Tracy Marr. I'm taking you through this tutorial, and it's an exciting tutorial because it's going to be a single run tutorial. I'm going to show you from start to finish how you can create a animated video with Video Presenters very quickly. So let's get started. Okay, let me first show you the video we're going to make.
Hello, John here from Acme Social Media Consultancy with your 30-second daily social media tip. One of the best ways to grow your online brand is to be authentic, be yourself, and speak in your own voice. When you're posting to social media sites, imagine that you are talking to a friend or a valued customer. This way you'll find it easier to be real and authentic. People will grow to know your voice as a trusted brand, and you'll be able to communicate your product or service much more efficiently. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more 30-second social media tips.
And I promise you'll be surprised at how easy it is to create that video. So we're going to need two pieces of software. The first is Audacity, and Audacity is a free audio editing software. And the second is, of course, PowerPoint. And we all know what PowerPoint is. It's a slideshow software. So they're the only two pieces of software we need to create our video. So let's get started with Audacity. The first thing that we need to do is import our file. Now you may have recorded your own file for your video, or you may have gone to a site like Fiverr and you may have had somebody record one for you. So whatever, it doesn't matter. You need to open it up in Audacity because we're going to break the file up into sections. Each section is going to be a sound file that will be added to one slide in our slideshow or one frame in our video. So you might have hello and welcome, I'm Tracy Marr. That's the first slide. And you might have let me show you how to do something great, and that's the second slide. So in my case, I've got a social media audio file because I'm going to make a social media tips video. So the first thing I'm going to do is click on this zoom tool and zoom in here. And I'm just going to buffer back here. And let me play the file, and I'm going to look for natural breaks in the audio.
Hello, John here from Acme Social Media Consultancy with your 30-second daily social media tip.
Okay, so I can see that there's a natural break just about here. So I'm going to select this little icon here and place it there. And this is my natural break, so I'm going to make that the audio for my first slide. I'm just going to drag back right to the very beginning. I'm going to clip it off just as the audio starts, because if not, we'll have delays in PowerPoint. The character will talk before the audio starts, so try to get right at the beginning of the sound. The next thing I'm going to do is File, Export, and I'm going to call that Social Media Tips 1. 1 being the first slide that I'll place this audio file on. So let's click Save and click OK. Okay, so that's my first audio bite or sound snippet exported. I'm going to pause the video while I do the rest. That's all you need to do. Go through your file, make the selections that you want on each side and export them. Now that I've exported all my sound clips for my video, you can see that I now have, instead of one script, I've got 5 smaller scripts. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to move into PowerPoint and start to bring those scripts into PowerPoint and add our characters. Here we are in PowerPoint, and I'm going to select blank presentation and layout blank. You can see that the ratio is by default 16:9, and this is the standard format that we need for sites like YouTube and so on. If your slideshow is not looking like 16:9, click on Design, Slide Size and Widescreen 16:9. The first step we'll do when we're inside PowerPoint is we'll add an audio file. So let's click Insert, Audio, Audio My PC, and let's select the first of our social media tips. I'm going to move this to the corner so it's out of the way, and you'll see that the audio tools options for playback are open once we've imported the audio. So let's click Hide During Show so we don't see this ugly icon, and let's play automatically. You'll notice that because we've placed the audio icon on the canvas here and we've set the start to automatic, that if you click on Animations and Animation Pane, which we'll be using a lot throughout this tutorial, you'll see that there's an animation set for the audio. Let's go ahead now and start to add characters, and this is where the fun begins. So let's click Insert, Pictures, and let's click on Roger here in the shirt, and let's click on Roger Casual. I'm not going to resize him or alter him in any way yet. So let's now go to the animation pane, click on the audio file and click play from.
Hello, John here from Acme Social Media Consultancy with your 30-second daily social media tip.
Okay, so you can see that once I've played the audio, it triggers the GIF to sequence and we've got an animation going on here. Now, the problem is later on when we come to export our video, we'll have timings for each slide, so we'll have a certain number of seconds spent on each slide. If the number of seconds on each slide go beyond the length of the audio file, this will continue to sequence through the animations for the GIF. So we need some way of stopping that, and the way we do that is we add a new image that's a still image and we layer it over this so that when the audio finishes and other things are happening on the screen, this character is no longer talking. So let's grab that still image that we need to stop this character talking. Click Insert again, Pictures, and we're using Roger in this casual pose, so we need to choose a still that matches this pose because it needs to be exactly the same. And let's have him pause in the default rather than the smiling face. So you can see the second character is here. Let me play through and you can see that nothing really changes.
Hello, John here from Acme.
If you notice that there's a delay between the speech and the movements here and the sound, in other words, the character is animating before the sound clicks in, just press play again because sometimes the audio file needs to buffer. And it's important you do this because you need to have this in correct sequence so that we know exactly when to pause the speech with this character here.
Hello, John here from Acme Social Media Consultancy with your 30-second daily social media tip.
Okay, so at the end of tip, we need to have this guy appear. So let's add an animation and make it an appear animation. You can see that it's above the audio file here. Let's make it play with previous and move it below the audio file. Okay, so we need this to appear at the end of the audio file. And how do we know when the audio file has ended? How many seconds? We need to put a delay on this, but how do we know how many seconds of a delay? So the way to do that is keep an eye on this runner here as you play your file, and you'll see at the end of the audio that it stops at a certain number of seconds. So let's do that.
Hello, John here from Acme Social Media Consultancy with your 30-second daily social media tip.
Okay, it's 6 seconds long for the audio. So let's make this guy appear at 6 seconds. And let's snap him over the other character. And PowerPoint will snap in if you're sort of lucky. It almost always does. And let's press play.
Hello, John here from Acme Social Media Consultancy with your 30-second daily social media tip.
Okay, so you can see now the second character that we added in has appeared. He's got a neutral sort of face here. And that's the first slide done. Let's now work on the second slide or frame where we'll have John or Roger here speak but also make a hand gesture. So let's duplicate the first slide by clicking right click and duplicate slide. And the reason I select duplicate is because it keeps the character in the same position on the screen, so when the video plays he's not jumping around in different places. Unless of course that's what you intend him to do, in which case you'd move him to a different part of the screen. But for now we're keeping him in the same place. So let's delete this audio file and let's go insert audio once again, audio on my PC, and select our second tip. Once again on the screen, playback is hide during show and automatic, and let's drag it above the animation here. So let's play.
One of the best ways to grow your online brand is to be authentic. Be yourself and speak in your own voice.
Okay, so you can see that this audio is not the same length. Let's click play from, keeping an eye on the timer here to see how many seconds the audio plays for.
One of the best ways to grow your online brand is to be authentic. Be yourself and speak in your own voice.
So it's slightly before 6 seconds, so we'll click on animations and we'll have the final character here appear maybe at 575. So let's preview that again.
One of the best ways to grow your online brand is to be authentic. Be yourself and speak in your own voice. Okay,
so that's pretty accurate. Now what we want to do is we want to make Roger here have a hand gesture, probably around the be authentic moment when we might have some text come on the screen. So I'm going to move the final still character out of the way here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert another version of Roger, another animated version. And this time we'll have him presenting. Actually, we'll have him pointing.